Instead, I'm just gonna go.
Huh, huh, huh. Welcome back, people, to another episode of Low Tide. Low tide, low tide, low tide, low tide, low tide.
I was waiting.
I
to see
called
what I got.
Devin. I called Devin, aka Lezu, yesterday.
Yeah, that was autocorrect. I'm sorry, I can't change that after I hit save.
Car past it. It's okay.
It's okay, Luke. I wasn't even gonna say anything. Hi, my wonderful mother. I'm doing a podcast right now. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Well, we're gonna be bringing to you the
Here we go. just had to get that out of the way. All right, people. What I was going to say is that I talked to Devin, aka Lezu, yesterday, and he is working on an intro for me and you, Jesse, for Low Tide. So he said he's gonna get a little 30-second something going together, and he'll spank it, and it will be clean. And he said he can get it all done in a week, and I said okay.
Heard.
So Devin is on that. So I won't.
We'll see. I hope you're not lying on his name.
No, I promise. I just got off the phone with him yesterday, so this is in motion.
Just got off the phone with him. Yes.
Yesterday. I swear I did. But
Heard.
that all that needs to know is that that's in motion. But for the people who need to know what is happening, it's basically going to be preseason basketball, preseason puck, and then we're going to dive into the MLB playoffs, only in a different order of what I just said. But those are the three things that you're going to basically be getting today. Because I'm pretty sure we're starting with baseball.
Over here.
And that's not at all the order that I fucking just said. Like, it's completely different. But we're starting with baseball, so we'll hop right into it with the very first thing that I sent, and that is a dog in Citi Field who caught a home run. Yes, I have watched baseball for many years, and I don't think I've ever seen a dog catch a home run. So when it happens, you're damn right we're going to talk about it.
It was a great moment. So
they had the bark in the park, which for those of you who don't know what the bark in the park is, they have it at every stadium. It's you bring your dog to the ballpark. That's it. That's the focal point, and then that's all you need to know. So they're in the outfield. They're in the upper right field deck, and a bomb gets hit by Francisco Lindor into the upper right field deck. Immediately over the dog's head, dog gets the ball. They pan the camera. Who's got the ball? Dog's got the ball in his mouth. Just absolutely love to see it. Everybody's cheering for the dog. The owner is just in shock that his dog just got the home run ball. And I mean, I can't think of a better moment for baseball. I mean, if that isn't fan catch of the year, then what are we doing?
When that dog got home, the rest of the family better have been gassing him or her up.
And when that dog went to the park, I'll tell you right now, nobody believed him. None of his friends believed him.
Bro, we've had bark at the park for like 10 years, and no one's ever.
Where'd you get that ball from? Where'd you get that ball from? That's a new ball. You guys aren't gonna believe this shit. Caught it at the Mets game last night.
Lovely thing.
That's amazing.
Lovely.
But speaking of lovely things, we got another lovely thing because it's the end of the year, and that means that there's some people that are retiring. And then when there's some not good teams, like the team that Jesse is wearing currently on his chest, they're going to do nice things for him. And that's what the Angels did for Kurt Suzuki as he exited his final game of his 16-year career after one pitch was thrown by Michael Lorenzen against the Angels. Against the Athletics in Oakland while Kurt Suzuki's wife and family was there. One pitch was thrown. Manager came to the mound. They pulled Kurt. Everybody gave him a standing ovation. All the crowd gave him a standing ovation. Everybody was lined up outside of the bullpen to give him hugs and high fives. I mean, I'm just happy that he got a ring with the Nationals a couple of years ago. So he was able to get a ring. So, I mean, at that point, no one really expected anything from Kurt because he was a solid catcher when he got that ring and the year after. But then he went to Los Angeles and it was kind of wraps there. So basically just shout out to Kurt for a 16-year career, and it wasn't in vain because he's an all-star and a World Series champion.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Kurt. Now, I got a record for you, and, well, it's not the last record that I'll be talking about baseball on this podcast, but I got a Japanese record for you. Yeah, you didn't think I was coming with this, but when I'm coming with baseball, I'm coming with all goddamn baseball. There is a new home run record in Japan. Oh my goodness. How the hell am I going to pronounce this?
Don't. Just leave it alone.
No, I can get the first name. Munetaka. Munetaka. Muntaka. I can get that. Muntaka breaks Sadaharu O's 1964 single-season record of home runs by a Japanese player. 56 home runs in a year by the 24-year-old kid. So, big stars in
Less than America's, but shout out you.
anytime I see a big player doing big things in Japan, whether it's Otani, Ichiro Suzuki, do you remember his name who just got signed to the Cubs this year? Who, you know who I'm talking about, though?
I do, though. I do
Yes,
know
yes.
who you're talking about, but I don't
Anytime I see a big high-profile player from Japan, there's a high chance that they get called over to the league. So if you see Muntaka in the MLB at any time soon or get pulled over or something like that, hey, Tigers, come on, let's pull this guy in because he knows what he's doing.
But how's Japan's pitching? Don't get me wrong. I know Otani's, he was over there, but
It's wild, bro.
Is it?
I've seen people say that it's harder to hit their pitching just because of one thing, and that's if you have any pitcher in the stretch generically in the American League, you're going to get this. And in Japan, you're going to get they always have some extra shit to their windup that I feel like as a hitter, timing wise, it would be so much.
Jesse, they incorporate anime style moves into their pitching. I also watched a motherfucker throw a 52-mile-per-hour ephus yesterday on Twitter from the Japanese league. I was like, oh, that was a perfect fucking strike, even though the ball went 15 feet up in the air. So yeah, they do that shit.
Okay, then yeah. Probably harder to hit.
That's probably why their record was only 55, when our record is 73. But our record was with Barry Bonds in the prime of his steroids. So you can make any argument you want there. But Albert, it wouldn't be a podcast without Albert, would it? We've been talking about him for a month now, and damn it, you have no idea how happy that makes me. The fact that he didn't just ride out his career this final year and then, it was one of those things where you see Albert, have a good time, and he's just breaking records. And he just says, no, this is my final year because I only need one more year to break these records. And Albert Pujols has officially passed Babe Ruth in RBIs. He tied him how? In homers. He passed him how? In homers. So obviously, that's how he's going to do it because it's Albert. He moves to second in MLB histories and RBIs with a go-ahead homer against Pittsburgh. He tied and went ahead in back-to-back games in Pittsburgh. And Jesse, we just love to see it.
Oh, yes. Because I saw that and I was like, you know what? It's a beautiful thing. He really did give it one last year to break these records.
He knew what he had to do.
Put his foot down officially as one of them.
They said, Albert, you want 2 more years? He said, how many homers do I need? How many ribbies do I need? Give me 1 more year in St. Louis and I'm good. And I love it. I think it's perfect. And that they officially in St. Louis announced last week that there's a day every year now in St. Louis that's officially Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina Day. So Buddy got his own day.
That's beautiful.
Just a cherry on top. But now it's time to talk about the Braves blowing it, but not in the way that you think we're talking about. It's a streak that no one even really knew until me of 2 weeks ago, and then was following it low-key, and then was very pissed off to see it end. And this is a streak that you would not expect. But the Atlanta Braves, what if I told you, Jesse, we're just 2 games away from becoming the first team in MLB history to go an entire 162-game season without a single sacrifice bunt. They went 160 games until that streak was over. They couldn't just go the final 2. And they already won the division at this point. So that's what pissed me off.
Swinging. Why do you need the butt? Just
You didn't need
swing
it.
it.
You
Just
win.
swing.
You already clinched the fucking number
Coach was
one.
like, bruh, you had no idea, did you? He's like, what? No idea what. We
He
needed
probably
2 games.
hit it.
We didn't have a single sack bunt.
And they were pissed as fuck at him. Because they were winning the game when this happened, too. So I was like, I didn't even think anything of it when I first happened, to be completely honest with you. Because I was watching this game, like out in the MLB Red Zone thing on side TV. And I'm okay, sack bunt. And then the first stat they show is the announcing guys all going, no, why did you do that? And I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? Completely remembered the stat. They showed the stat, and I'm immediately pissed off, just as mad as everyone else on Twitter, because it felt like they didn't need to do it.
He did.
If you're playing the Mets and it's to win to get to the 1 in literally the 3-game series, you swept them, I get it. But this is Miami, who's eliminated when you're already the 1, and it doesn't matter. So I'm a little fucking irritated, and I think I'm allowed to be.
What was one more strikeout? Huh?
Right?
What was one more strikeout on your regimen?
Wouldn't have cost you shit. Fucking bitch.
Down in history books.
We got to talk about this man, Justin Verlander. Because Justin Verlander was the reason the Astros brought a no-hitter into the 9th inning yesterday. Of course, it was blown by Garrett Stubbs, the leadoff hitter in the 9th inning, because bullpens. What have we learned this year when it comes to no-hitters, Jesse?
They haven't happened as much.
They can't finish a game. They cannot finish. But Justin Verlander went on to get 8 straight strikeouts. Yes. The AL Cy Young contender tied the franchise record for 8 straight strikeouts.
At age 39.
Come on, man. I mean, him and Sandy.
We realize what.
There's your fucking Cy Young, and that's the end of the convo.
Does it not bring you grave pain every time you bring up his successes?
The amount of times I've done it, I feel like every time it makes me happy because, like, in my heart, that's still, like, kind of my boy. But then, yes, it slowly breaks me as I'm revealing, oh, it's another stat at age 39. And it's another stat at age 39 where these would have all have been on the Tigers. But then I immediately go right back to being happy for him because if he was doing all this in Detroit, even though it would be a glimmer of hope for us, he would not be going to the playoffs this year for a team to finally win a ring without cheating. So
that is true, but with Verlander not leaving, that means a lot of other people never would have left either. Would have been a different situation. But we move on to big man.
1.75 ERA. I just have to point that out. Like he ended with a 1.75.
Okay, let me ask you this. I just have to ask you. Do you see any other scenario than Sandy Alcantara, National League Cy Young, Justin Verlander, American League?
Shouldn't be anything different unless they fucking bullshit with Corbin Burns, but I don't think he should get it.
All right, I'm just making sure we are on the same page if that is how that should go down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now we can get on to the big man. Now we can get on to the story. Now we can get on to the man of the week, the man of the month, and quite frankly, the man of the fucking year. So it's Aaron Judge, and he did it. He hit number 62. He has officially the most home runs in a single season in the American League. Your new AL home run king, Aaron Judge. Clap it up for him real quick.
Yeah, you gotta specify it's that AL.
Gotta give him a little round of applause, man. That's a big deal. So Aaron Judge has officially now broken number 62. And please tell me that you saw the fan that jumped 9 seats away and the ball didn't even land where he jumped.
In the pit? Yeah.
I believe they said he was okay.
It was already caught.
Talking about
he hit the ground and it was caught.
He hit the ground and it was great. It's the first thing you can see is him looking up. As he was dropping, like you're the guy who got the home run ball. And as he's falling, he's just staring at him like shit, like he's catching it, and I'm down here for now no reason. But I mean, you love the effort, and I can't lie and say I wouldn't have done the same thing for even a 10% chance of that ball. And here's why: because the man who caught the ball, he hasn't given it back. It's projected to be $2 million, is what they're saying. when they were mobbing him with security and this and that. Aaron Judge says that he would love to get the number 62 home run ball returned, but says that the fan who caught it has every right to keep it if he wants it. No. Get your ball back. You're the highest paid player in the league. Get him a bag. Make a transaction. I don't see any other way that this should go down. You're the highest paid player in the American League. You can get him a lot of money. He has the biggest accomplishment you're probably going to get in your career, unless you hit like a walk-off fucking World Series winner. Get that back. I don't see how this should be difficult, but there's stubborn people in the world, and here's my problem. You see people like when Albert catches it in St. Louis or in Pittsburgh, and they get the balls back, and they're like, I don't even want anything for the ball. Like you can have it back and this and that. Most fans are like that. Honestly, unless these fucking New York fans. Because the last time I can think about a New York situation was, do you remember when A-Rod hit 3,000 and Buddy wouldn't give him the ball back? He had a fucking home run, and it took him, I believe, 2 months for him to get a ball, a glove, a bat, money for his charity, fucking money for his business. And it was just like, God, these New Yorkers, man, they know how to hold out to get
what they fucking. The other guy gave him his ball. He just got his ball for the 61, didn't he? For the 60?
Yeah. No, he just got his ball back for 61 and gave it to his mom. But he probably wanted 62 for him.
Yeah, I give him the 62.
The difference is the last one was caught by a coach in the MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 61.
Is some random ass guy that definitely could use $2 million or more.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would just be like, listen, Judge, I know you got the bag. I saw your contract.
Right.
All I'm asking for is $2 million, and it's yours. I don't need nothing else. Can you sign a jersey, please?
Am I asking for a lot?
Can you sign a jersey and send me $2 million?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna we're just gonna roll Player of the Week, Aaron Judge, and here's basically why. So now with doing this, Aaron Judge has now been Player of the Week 5 times. Nobody else has been Player of the Week 4 times. Okay, first person to be Player of the Week on this podcast 4 times this year. Officially now 5 times this year. He is going to be AL/overall MVP of the league. So I would say on this podcast he's Player of the Week, but overall Aaron Judge is Player of the Year. I mean, can you disagree?
I can't disagree.
I think that's
he should be the guy.
He was the first. I'm pretty sure he was the second, not the first, but he's the second Player of the Week in the beginning of the year, and then it was like every month he's in it at least once a month. And I mean, hey, that's what you got to do, bro. That's how you stay consistent. That's how you stay at the top of the league. So big shout out to Aaron Judge once again, breaking records and just doing it all. Now, next thing that we have to talk about is Tony fucking La Russa. Thank God. Play the amazing music. Jesus is good and we love you, because Tony La Russa is officially stepping down as the White Sox manager and has announced that in a statement he will not be returning in 2023, citing health issues. You hate to see the health issues, but you love to see the move. I'm sorry. I know White Sox fans are happy and baseball fans are happy.
I wish you the best of health, but at the same time, you weren't doing the hottest.
Do you think it's dementia because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing out there all year?
Yes.
Because that's what I'm thinking.
I think it was Alzheimer's. I think he just completely forgot the game continuously over and over.
Do we even need to reference the fan that quite literally told him what to do in the middle of a Major League Baseball game?
No, it's despicable. And he does not know what he's doing, and he has no business being a manager in MLB. So now he's got his whole big press box fucking club suite at U.S. Cellular Field or whatever they call it now in Chicago, and he'll be able to just sit and watch games there and chill out and not manage the team. And I love that. But now, another record that we got to get to. Yes, this is the 4th record that we are talking about. It's the end of the year. People are going to finish their fucking records, okay? It's Garrett Cole. We're going back to the Yankees. He officially had 249 strikeouts, which is the most single-season strikeouts in Yankees history. Garrett Cole started off this season looking a little rough and then immediately figured it out. Honestly, he figured it out the second month hit. And then he was lights out from there on out.
Yeah.
So
he had a great year, and it shows in this record.
Yeah, 100%. When you get the wins that you do, there's going to be a little bit of pitching. But now we are going to round out baseball with Dylan and Jesse's baseball picks. And here's basically what you need to know about the baseball picks. We have the MLB playoff bracket right here in front of me. The games are set. Starting this Friday, October 7th, they are officially put in place. So what me and Jesse are going to do is round by round, we are going to say who will win the series. We get 1 point if they win the series. We get 2 points if we guess the correct amount of games that they win that series in. And then at the end, whoever has the most amount of points, I don't know, me and Jesse will put a bet on it. Loser buys the winner a jersey or some shit. There you go. So we're going to start it off right now with the very first game that we have, and that is going to the AL wildcard. And also, I want to remind everyone, all of these wildcard games are best 2 out of 3. That is how the format goes.
Announce the home team first every time.
I will announce the home team first every single time. I got you, Jesse. But I want to remind the people every game is best 2 out of 3, and then that's how it works. So, first game we have is the Cleveland Indians home to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Part of me really wants to call it Guardians upset in 2-1 because of Shane Bieber and the pitching staff.
Now, at the same time, I'll let you know that wouldn't be an upset because Cleveland's actually favored in this series,
Really?
minus 125. Really? Tampa's plus 105.
Give me the 2-1 Cleveland.
Cleveland in 2.
Cleveland in 3. They're gonna have to go 3 games, but they're gonna win 2.
Tampa.
What did he say?
Tampa.
Tampa? All right, I got you, Ty.
You have Tampa in 2, Ty?
Is Luke here? Does Luke want in on
Does it
this?
even go 3?
In 2.
Tampa
Yeah,
2. Luke, if you're here, if you want in on this?
Not here. I said he's not here.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Cleveland has been a sleeper team this year. I don't think anyone's really looked at them all year. They've kind of just snuck into the playoffs, and no one's really had their eyes on them. Tampa's in a similar situation where they have been a sleeper team, but that is only because the best team in the American League has been in their division. So I'm going to say that I'm looking at a good team in a bad division where I'm looking at a really good team in a really good division. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay in 3.
Upset alert. I'm glad to be writing it.
Oh, yeah, that's how you're going to get your money. Now, the next series we have is the other American League series, and that is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. This is the series I am most excited for, minus the jersey I have on, just because you got a team filled with a bunch of good young guys against a team filled with a bunch of good young guys. I think that this is just going to be a 3-game series no matter what. That's probably the one thing that I will say is a lock. For the people, I would understand why it's all Seattle. I don't see anyone that's probably not going to take Seattle on the money. I was checking FanDuel, and a lot of people are taking Seattle as well. And I don't blame them. Now, Toronto's favored minus 150, and Seattle is plus 130. But I think the biggest thing that you're just going to have to look at here is...
I'm not looking at any of that. I'm thinking about them rosters.
I was about to say.
Days.
I am...
3.
I agree. I'm taking Toronto in 3 as well, because I think that if I look at Seattle's lineup, Tyler also has Blue Jays in 3. We all have Toronto in 3. And I think the reason why is because of 2 things. One, Toronto's depth is a lot more lineup-wise than Seattle's. And Toronto also, their stadium atmosphere, I'm sorry, that's the hardest stadium to play in the playoffs. their stadium atmosphere. Do you remember in Toronto when that fucking walk-off happened and they were throwing beer cans, Jesse, and they had to stop the game because the fans wouldn't chill the fuck out? They got 2 games there, and
Yeah.
I don't see Seattle winning one of them. I'm sorry. The next game we have is going over to the National League, and this is
I thought all 3 games were over there. Don't they get all 3 games as a whole?
Do they get all 3? Hold on. They get game 1, game 2. Oh, yeah, they do. It's all 3. Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
3.
So that's even more incentive, but no, they'll probably squeak out one then.
I think they'll
first one. They'll probably get the first one. And then Toronto, I think, will get the second too. But National League, we have the St. Louis Cardinals, home team to the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, this one should be good because this is probably going to be a close series.
Harper
or it's going to be an ass rape. Harper's playing.
Okay.
I think that if you want me to be completely honest with you, I can't see Yachty, Wainwright, Pujols, and this fairy tale end in the wild card. That's just me. I cannot see it end in the wild card. And for that reason alone, I'm going to take St. Louis. Tyler, I already knew you were going to as well. My only question to you is in 2 or in 3? I'm going to take St. Louis in 2. I'm going to take St. Louis in 2.
Schmidt, Arenado have been doing their thing. People are going to forget that it's playoffs and they're going to throw Pujols a fucking meatball. I'll go with Cards. I got all.
Cardinals in what?
2. These are one of my sweeps.
All right, final series we have is staying in the National League. I'm going to point this out real quick, Jesse. Padres and Brewers. You said the Brewers were going to win that bitch. They did not. And the Padres won that bitch. And now it is the Padres taking on the team that, let me just remind you, ladies and gentlemen, for only 35 days, the Braves had first place all year. The rest were held by the Mets. And the Mets are in the wild card, taking on the San Diego Padres. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The Mets' momentum at home is unbelievable. Juan Soto has not been playing like Juan Soto as a Padre. And I'm going to take the Mets in 2. And the Mets are also favored minus 170.
Taking Mets in 3. I think the Padres squeak one game out. I think they squeak the second.
Tyler, do you have the Mets or the Padres? Mets choke San Diego all the way, and he's got San Diego sweeping the Mets in New York. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What a scene that would be if that was pulled off.
Yeah, Tatis, I'd give it to him.
I agree. That dumbass Tatis, bro. If he was buzzing, and I feel like Soto would not be playing the way that he is. But for those of you who want to know the picks one more time, I will just reveal them real quick. Tampa Bay is covered by me and Tyler. Jesse has Cleveland. We're all riding Toronto in 3. We're all riding St. Louis, 2 or 3. Take your pick. And then me and Jesse are riding the Mets, and Tyler is riding the Padres. So those are the wild card MLB picks for the MLB playoffs. And now we will get right into the next sport, which is NBA.
Yes, sir.
Whew. Okay, first things first. Jimmy Butler. First he's got dreads, now he doesn't have dreads. They're fucking here. His whole offseason was he looks like Derrick Henry, only on the back and the front and on the side, and it doesn't make any sense. And now they're just disappeared. So, Jesse, you have dreads. So you probably know a little bit more about like what he's doing or what's happening.
You just gave him a little clip. He can reapply him if he wants to. He
So
can put him on and off anytime. If Derrick Henry wanted to, he could have a fro of like a little bit of hair, and then the next day have all his dreads back on his head if he wanted.
That's true. I never even thought about that. But you think they're gone?
They'll be back.
They'll be back by when?
I can tell how
Next
Jimmy.
time he's on the court?
They'll be back. They'll be
By
back on the court.
By when? Next time he's on the court? That's what I think.
If he's switching up every appearance, he's wilding.
No way he balls with a Dewey on.
You can't. You legally can't.
I was gonna say, can you even do that?
Allen Iverson got that banned.
Yeah, you're damn right he did. I completely forgot about that.
It's not your fault.
That's also true. Now, I got a little bit of insight on why we talked about Russ maybe getting traded. Then we didn't. Then later we talked about him getting traded. Then we didn't. Then 2 weeks ago we talked about him maybe getting traded, and he never got traded. So the reason why Los A turned down the Russ deal is because the Lakers front office wants to remain patient with him and wants to see if he can fit into Ham's system amid the Pacer talks. And the only reason why I am even bringing this up is because I agree. I think you should be patient. I think you should give him another year with this new coach that's been in a system that we see can work, that he's now going to be in with a person that when systems don't work, he can make a system work around him, that being LeBron James. And I feel like if he ever was in a situation where he needed a bounce back year, he was going to need a new coach, and he was going to need apparently his new buddy, Pat Bev, that I didn't even know they were fucking buddies. So I think that he's set up to have a bounce back year. Will he, though?
Russ,
what do you think?
He knows what he can do and how he did not do anything to the level he truly could. So I feel like this year he's coming with that chip on his shoulder. And it's not that big of a chip because he's done it before. He just has to do it again.
I just want to remind people, his numbers since he won MVP, he's still second in scoring, first in rebounding, second in assists. Like he's still like his numbers are still up there. The problem is this last year was just such a it was not him. It just really that's the best way you could put it. And now this year is honestly one of the biggest years of his career. Because this year is going to determine what Russell we're seeing.
Yeah.
And I just hope that we see the old Russell.
I know, right?
Oh, I just hope that I just want to see old Russell Westbrook and LeBron. Just Paul, man. That's just what we want to see as basketball fans. Not even as LeBron fans. No, just as basketball fans. So.
Hey, that's what YouTube's for. The old LeBron and the old Westbrook are all on there. Every year of highlight clips, Dylan. Every single year of them.
I just want it in real life.
Anytime.
Live.
It's on there, man.
Just give me one lob and then a baby cradle and I'm good. God, I'm not asking for a whole lot. But we got some news about Victor.
18-year-old demigod.
The man who is going to lead the ultimate tanking of tankings come time. Because, my God, this man is insane. He is 7'3", and he shoots like a point guard.
Shoots like a point guard. Did you see him ISO? Did you watch him dribble?
He plays like a point guard. It doesn't make any sense. This man, Victor Wembanyama and Scott Henderson, absolutely stole the show the other night at the NBA draft scouting, at the NBA G League Ignite. That was the name of the event. And Victor Wembanyama finished with 7 3-pointers and 5 blocks. He had 37 points, shot 11 for 20, shot 7 for 11 behind the 3-point line. And the only other player who has done that in NBA competition is Danny Green back in 2014. What the fuck?
Hilarious that Danny Green is the only person that hit 7 threes.
I make people like him on 2K for fun. Like, wouldn't it be cool to have a 7-foot point guard? Have a 7-foot guy who just plays like Curry? Oh, but he can. But this is a real person.
You gotta remember this. That man has been hooping in Europe. He's a European player.
And that's harder basketball. In my opinion. From what I've seen. I watched a bunch of EuroLeague this year because I became a Doncic stan, and that shit looks fucking harder. A lot more missed shots. I mean, yeah, I know that the arc is different, like the line is farther back and this and that, but it's a lot more physical too. But I kind of like that. the refs kind of let them play more, which is good.
But you were EuroLeague.
But we got to talk about this. In the same Ignite game, there is a player.
He's French.
Had the last name Ho You Fat. His name was HO space YOU space FAT on the back of his jersey.
That's his name. His name is Steve Ho You Fat.
Exactly. So the best call that you're ever gonna hear is when he pops a three and you get Ho You Fat for three. That's his name. People, do not come for me on Twitter. I swear, that was his name. This man immediately was like, I am not saying anything. Do not come for me. Please, somebody Google his name immediately and post it on Twitter. And luckily, somebody did.
The jersey sales.
Oh, my God. I need one. I want one. And there's nothing that you're going to tell me that's going to convince me I shouldn't get one. Sorry. Now, the next piece of news that we have in the NBA is we got a couple signings, starting with Tyler Hero, who signed to a new deal with the Miami Heat.
Big bag.
Oh, yeah, he got that big bag. The NBA's sixth man of the year, reigning, has agreed on a 4-year, $130 million contract extension. His agents have told Adrian Wojnarowski. Jesse, I'll start with you. Your just first thoughts.
His six. I feel like this is one of the highest checks we've seen given to a six man, who's like a registered six man. Like this man gets starting time, but does not start.
He doesn't start, but he gets more. He probably gets the third most minutes on the court.
Yeah, and I got to shout that out. Like, hey, we love the boys getting paid. Collecting the bags they deserve because he does get buckets. He might have disappeared for a little bit, but he's been on track since then. We've seen what he's capable of.
I agree. I think this is a good move. I think that a lot of things in Miami are staying the same, and they're just trying to focus on having another solid team, and Hero's a big part of that. So keeping him there for 4 more years is, I think it's a good move, good play.
Great move.
This one will be a lot quicker. Blake Griffin to the Celtics. He's washed, and
he's homie hopping.
And now he's just trying to find a ring, and he's not going to find one. And as long as Blake Griffin doesn't have a ring, I'll sleep well at night. Moving on. The Suns lost to a goddamn and non-NBA team. They lost to – I'm sorry, but I just had to put this in here because they lost to the Adelaide? We're going to go with Adelaide. They lost to the Adelaide 36ers, who beat the Suns. Now, for those of you who don't know who the Adelaides are, they're from the NBL. And you're probably like, well, shit, I mean, they're a good NBL team. No, they finished 10-18 last season. They were not good at all. They played the Suns in preseason. Okay, well, then your final argument, if you're a Suns fan, is, well, it was preseason, they were already trying this and that. Nah. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges were all in the starting lineup, played 3 quarters, and were huffing and puffing. And we're just getting dogged by an NBL team.
They were lights out, though.
They were. I was like, what the fuck?
They wanted to prove a point, and they just balled that night.
I was not ready for this, but yeah, I mean, the problem is that it's not like the Suns are just a decent NBA team. You're kind of a contender for it all this year, and you're doing shit like this. I'm sorry, but even though you could say I might be looking too much into it, but if I'm an opponent and I see shit like that, I'm like, yeah, they're not ready. They're not ready like that this year. They are not ready like that this year. And that honestly would make me a lot more confident.
Well,
I'm a team in their division.
No one should take it any type of way. It's just some preseason shit.
It's something I'm going to point out, though.
No, it's definitely something to point out, but it ain't like watch out for the Suns. They're gonna have.
Yeah. I'm not saying overreact like that, but I'm definitely saying it's something I would maybe do a double take at.
Yeah.
on that.
What they play like. I want to see how they got the Suns on the ropes like this.
You know what we're gonna do, Jesse? Is remind me at the NBA All-Star break. Okay, put this in your notes or something. We're gonna check on the 36ers in the NBL. Okay, and we're gonna see what their fucking record is, and we are going to find out what they are, and if they are just going off this year. And they better be in the top 5. Okay, you got to remind me.
I'll remind you.
We're gonna peep that. Last little piece of NHL, and then we are out of here. Starting with Jesse. Do you know who Mitch Marner is?
Yes, I do know that name.
You put this in out of order, but I'm starting this way. So, Mitch Marner plays what?
He plays fucking defense, doesn't he?
No, he plays off.
God damn it, Jesse.
Oh, my goodness.
Said you knew who Mitch Marner was. Botched it.
That's what I did. I did too. I thought he did too. That's why I was setting it up like that. Tyler, you know what Mitch
You
Marner
think
is
he
like,
played
right?
defense too?
No, he's saying he thought I knew.
Oh,
Right.
Tyler, you know what Mitch Marner plays, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Offense.
Yep.
Now, can you tell me why the Toronto Maple Leafs want to use Mitch Marner as a defenseman this season?
Because nothing works for them.
Like, this is literally pulling your last
4
record out of the bag.
forwards, 1 defense on the first offensive line.
Correct.
Might be insanely lethal.
Because the one thing Toronto isn't doing enough of is getting points. Because it's not like they just had Austin Matthews, they break a record in Toronto last year or anything for points. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. What the fuck are they doing, bro? I don't understand. This is so pointless, bro. And I feel like you're just going to waste his stats. Marner is an assist getter. Marner is a grinder. He's not a defenseman.
Sorry, Mitch. Didn't mean to mistitle you like that.
You're okay, Jesse. You're going to watch a lot of puck this year. I'm going to make you. Tyler's going to make you. Jesse's going to, or Luke's going to make you. We're all going to make you. We're going to get you a puck advocate. It's happening.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Hey, we're going to do it, though. Because we're good friends. Some friends help their friends stop smoking. We're going to help Jesse get into fucking puck like that. Now.
It's the 4th sport I got to get on my back.
That's what I'm saying. I just got college puck on me, and I don't know how. So you can get NHL.
Well, you're watching.
You need to put that in a briefcase and walk up out of here.
You were watching the European basketball season. I had no idea. You do a lot.
Jesse, bro, I ain't gonna lie, Jesse. I kind of just watch sports. I kind of just like sports. I don't really give a shit what's on, as long as if it's like a competitive event in the sports realm, it'll entertain me enough to where I'll sit and watch the whole thing.
I'd put money. You can't sit down and watch a whole soccer game.
I would put money. That's the one sport I can't either. I could probably watch a whole rugby game, a cricket game.
I bet you could watch a whole swim meet, diving and swimming, over a soccer game.
Yes. I could watch a cricket game over a fucking soccer game.
They're still at the local high school swim meet.
I really could, though.
No, you can't.
I feel like I'm worried that I'm going to be that guy when I'm like 40, 50 years old who just walks to like ice rinks and Little League fields just to watch baseball games. And
who the fuck is that guy?
You cannot go as a 50-year-old to Little League games. Get your ass in major.
No, I don't mean it.
Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
I mean like just to watch puck and just watch sports, like because I have nothing to do, like a rich.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm gonna be like that because I just don't have anything to do type shit.
Well, at least wait until you're an old man then, like Rich did. Don't do it at 40 or 50.
Middle age.
Yeah, not yet. I probably should be like 38, 40 years
That's
old.
where you're running into like I have nothing to do anymore.
Oh,
I mean, you're rich at that point. Like,
who's your kid on the team? I'm just gonna watch the kids. Nah, it wouldn't go well. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. It would be bad. But Seattle, the Kraken, my team, we got a mascot. Yeah.
It's the Kraken, right?
I'm confused.
It's Bowie the troll.
They had a chance to have the hardest mascot.
I don't know how we fumbled this shit. This makes the Cleveland Elf look smart. This makes the Cleveland Elf look smart. This is a horrible idea. Who in the marketing department went, oh my God, I've been thinking about this all year. Bring him in. This is Bowie the Troll. And everyone looked at him and went, oh, yes, that is it. That's the one. The kids are going to love him. It looks like Gritty's fucking cousin who just came back from the Netherlands after being in a plane accident. That's why you don't do drugs, kids.
Bowie does. I'll tell you that.
Bowie the Troll.
You know why
Bowie the
he's under
Troll.
the bridge?
Get out of here, bro. My God. Why was it? This is such a missed opportunity, and it's just.
Bro, they could have had such a hard cracking.
Hey, someone's got to explain to me why the Wings still don't have the octopus walking around the arena.
It's a great point.
Why is that not a thing?
I don't know. They should have.
You know what the mascot is. Why is there not one walking
Yeah,
around?
we've established that's what it is. Like, what are we waiting for?
I don't know.
I think the problem is that before our mascot was just Al. Not Al the octopus. Al. Waiting the octopus. And then he pissed in a bucket and got fired. So now we really got a mascot.
They're like, can we connect Al to that octopus? Or
this is the time to make the octopus, like Tyler's saying, walking around. That's Al the octopus. That's our mascot. Boom. Or
they did Kenny the Kraken. They fucked up.
Yes. And now I'm just getting pissed off. And we got to go to the last thing because you're right. This was such a missed opportunity. The final thing we have on the podcast is Matt Barzal is officially locked down on an 8-year deal in the new. Jesus, I almost called him New Jersey. Then the New York Islanders 8-year, $9.15 million AAV contract with $72.3 million extension. Goddamn. Matt Barzal is getting that fat money for 8 years. Will the Islanders be good for the next 8 years? No. They're probably good for about half of it. But the guy that will be leading that for about half of it is Matt Barzal. That's how I look at it. And the last piece of news that I have, and the only reason why I have it, because I didn't send it, because it just happened during our podcast 30 minutes ago. It's real quick. It is the Angels are bringing back their interim manager, Phil Nevin, who finished out for Joe Madden. He is being back next year on a 1-year deal and will be their full-time manager next year for the Angels. Doesn't matter. They still suck. Fuck the Angels. But we love Ohtani.
We
love Ohtani.
Did we talk about Ohtani?
There was nothing to talk about for Ohtani.
He became the first player to ever be able to be on the leaderboards for a pitcher and a hitter.
What do you mean for the leaderboards?
That's how ESPN worded it.
All right, I'm going to type in Shohei Ohtani on Twitter right now. We're going to see what pops up. And then we're going to close this bitch out.
That's what I saw.
Shohei Ohtani is officially the first player in the World Series era to qualify as a league leader as both a pitcher and a hitter. Legend. I agree. I think that's really all I can say. Jesse, you have anything to add before we roll out?
Nope.
Perfection. Thank you guys for watching episode 4 of Low Tide. If you forgot the schedule, Tyler has it right at the bottom there. It is Mondays and Fridays for Ride the Tide on your football, and it is Wednesdays, I would say probably same time, 6:30 is what we're probably going to roll with. Just you cool with that? Are we looking at 6:30 on Wednesdays? Sounds good. For the future for Low Tide, these will be around 40 minutes. The other ones, are around an hour 15, hour 20. We will catch you guys again this Friday as we will be going over all of the bets for the NFL, all the games for the NFL, all the college games for the NFL, and the college picks. If you guys want to catch any of the podcasts or any other podcast of that nature, sports, whatever the hell you want to listen to, you're going to head over to sixpackcoverage.com. Same place you can find the t-shirts and the merchandise for the podcast. If you guys want to check out anything else on our social media, that being Twitter or Instagram, that is at RideTheTide586. I am Dylan. That's Jesse. Peace!
Adios.